Hi kindergartners, it's Mr. K again. Today we're going to read a level D book, and the title of this book is My Five Senses. My Five Senses. Do you know what your five senses are? I wonder what this book might be about. You may have remembered learning that our senses are things like our sense of sight, we use with our eyes, our sense of hearing, we use with our ears, our sense of scent or smell, we use with our nose, our sense of taste, we use with our tongue, and our sense of touch, we can use with our hands, our fingers, our skin, our sense of touch. So we're going to read My Five Senses, but before we do, let's look at some of the sight words that are going to be in the book. The first one is H-A-V-E, have. Now your turn. Next one. M-Y, my. Your turn. And the last one. U-S-E, use. Your turn. All right, now that we know our sight words and we read them in our book, we'll know them right away, so we can figure out the other words we don't know using the first letter sound, using the picture, thinking about what makes sense in the story, thinking about what looks right when we're looking at the word, and thinking about what sounds right, what sounds like the way we talk. So let's go ahead and read My Five Senses. Now, for this book, I'm going to have you try to read the page on your own, solving the word, and then I'll read it the second time, and you can check to see if you were right. Sound good? All right, let's go. I know you can meet the challenge. Take a look at the picture. I know my hand was in the way. Think about any of the words that you couldn't figure out using the first letter sounds and then the picture. And now let's see if you're correct. I have two eyes. I use my eyes to see. Give yourself a pat on the back if you try to use the letters in the word or maybe the picture and you figured it out. And even if you didn't figure out the word, you can try again next time. It's important that you're using those strategies to figure out the word, even if you can't figure it out. It's good that we're trying to use those strategies, persevering. Your turn. Now let's see if you were correct, thinking about the first letter sounds in the picture. I see flowers. Flowers. I see flowers in the park. The flowers look pretty. Pretty? That doesn't sound right. Pretty. The flowers look pretty. Nice job. Your turn. Now let's see if you are correct. I have two Oh, she's pointing to her ears. Ears, that looks right. That makes sense with the story. I use my ears to hear. Next page. Now let's see if you use some of the strategies using the first letter sounds, thinking about what looks right, what makes sense, and what sounds right. And I'll read this time so you can check your work. I hear a B. A B. Oh, you see it? Yeah, it's a bird. I hear a bird in the park. The bird sings a song. Nice job using the strategies, looking at the letters, knowing the sounds, looking at the picture, and thinking about what makes sense in the story. Your turn. Now, let's check. I have a nose. Oh, she's pointing to her nose. I have a nose. I use my nose to smell. Next page. Your turn. Now let's take a look. I'll read it and you can check. I smell food. Is it food? She's smelling food? Yeah, it looks like is that a hot dog? Or a tortilla? No, that's a hot dog. I smell food in the park. The food smells good. Looks good too. Now your turn. All right, let's see if you are right. I have a, she's pointing to her teeth. No, but teeth doesn't start with M. I have a mouth. I use my mouth to taste. Good job. Now the next page. Your turn. Wonder if you could use the letter sounds in the picture for any of the words that you didn't know. And now we're going to check our work. I taste ice cream. Oh, it's ice cream. I taste ice cream in the park. The ice cream tastes. How does ice cream taste? What would make sense here? Sweet. Let's put it together. Sweet. The ice cream tastes sweet. Do you think ice cream tastes sweet? Oh, muy delicioso. Very delicious. I love ice cream. It tastes so sweet. Now your turn to read the next page. Thinking about the letters that you saw and the sounds that you hear and looking at the picture, what makes sense and what looks right and what might sound the way we talk. Let's take a look and I'll read and you can check your reading. I have two. I'm going to cover that up. Can you see the word in there? The trick word or the sight word? A-N-D. And you got it. So, ands. And it matches the picture. I have two hands. I use my hands to touch. Your turn. Now, look at the picture, check any of the words that you may not have known, using those first letter sounds, looking at the picture, cross-checking to see if it looks right, if it makes sense, and then if it sounds the way we talk when we read it. And now let's check. I touch the dog. Yep, that's a dog. That makes sense in the story. I touch the dog in the park. The dog feels, that's feels. The dog feels, what looks right here? Snake, did you figure that word out? How does the dog feel when you would touch it? It would make sense. Soft. The dog feels soft. Great work. Give yourself a pat on the back if you're able to figure out those words, or even if you tried to figure out those words. Good work. Take a look at the next page. We have a picture here, a photograph with labels. These are labels. And so this label says taste. We use our mouth for tasting. This label, it's pointing to her nose. It says smell. We use our nose to smell. This label says see, and it points to her eyes because we use our eyes to see. And this one says hear. It's pointing to her ears. So we use our ears to hear. Last one is touch. It's pointing to her fingers. We use our fingers to touch. Nice work. Now you try to read the next page. All right, looking at all those pictures. See if you were able to figure out those words using what looks right, what sounds right when we talk, and what makes sense in the story. I can use all my, that word looks familiar. I think it was on the front cover, on the title, senses, my 5 senses. I can use my, I'm gonna go back and reread because good readers do that when they make a mistake. I can use all my senses at the park. Nice job. Very good, kindergarten. Last one just has more labels. So we have a title here that says The 5 Senses. You can see. The girl sees what? Flowers. Next one. You got it. Hear. She hears a... Yeah, that's a bird. Next one. Smell. The girl uses her nose to smell a... What is that? Oh, that was the hot dog in the story. And taste. The girl uses her tongue to taste. Remember in the story what she tasted? Excuse me. That's right, ice cream. And the last one, touch. The girl uses her fingers to touch the dog. You got it. Nice job. Give yourself a pat on the back, 2 thumbs up, a high five in the air. I know I can't get it, actually give you a high five, but give it in the air. Psh, give me another one. Psh. Kindergartners, you are doing so well with trying to read the books at home and do your writing and all of the math. We're so proud of you. When you are done reading this book, remember you could also write a sentence about it, what it was about, and you could always take a picture if you'd like and send it to your teachers. We'd love to see your hard work you're doing at home. We miss you so much, and we can't wait to see you again and talk with you again on the phone. Bye-bye, kindergarten.